In academic writing, we often refer to books or studies or ideas from other sources, but we don't always use direct quotations from the source. But the same principles apply. We need to mark the boundaries that distinguish your words and ideas from the words and ideas of someone else. In this case, we're not citing the exact words, we're citing the ideas. When do we use this kind of citation? We use this when we're summarizing a source, paraphrasing the source, mentioning the source briefly, or simply making use of an idea taken from the source. Summaries, by the way, are generally shorter than paraphrases. That's why I'm distinguishing them here. I can summarize the results of a study or the plot of a novel in a paragraph, but that's a very different thing from paraphrasing, which involves rewriting a bit of text in your own words, but in a way that is faithful to the original meaning of the text. A paraphrase will usually be much closer to the length of the original text than a summary will be. I can summarize the novel, but I can't paraphrase it. Okay, let's look at a couple of examples. In this example, there's a reference to an article by Vandenberg, using the name-date system and a page reference. We're not directly quoting the article, we're just referring to the claim made in the article that a couple of inquiries had concluded that the captain and crew of the SS Californian failed to give proper assistance to the victims of the Titanic iceberg disaster. In some citation styles, a page number isn't required for a citation like this, and you won't always see it. But it's still usually recommended because it makes it easier for a reader to track down or follow up on the reference. But there's another reason why the page number is helpful, and that has to do with our main goal of marking the boundaries. A problem that can arise when you use citations without quotations is that it can sometimes be unclear where the ideas or the claims that you're citing end and where your ideas begin. In other words, the boundaries are unclear. Here, the lead-in and the citation clearly mark the beginning of the citation, and the page reference marks the end of the citation. So when the reader starts on the next sentence, starting with however, they know they're reading your words and ideas. But if you didn't have that page number there, it would be harder to tell. So that's another reason to use some kind of device to clearly mark the end of the citation. Just to highlight this point, look at this version on top where I've bolded the lead-in and the page number. Here the boundaries are clear. The version on the bottom doesn't have the page number reference, so it's unclear exactly where the citation ends. Here's another way to make the boundary clear. I've changed the version on the bottom so the name and date citation come at the end of the citation, and this helps to clearly mark the boundary. You could put the page number here as well, but it wouldn't make the boundary any clearer. Now, in doing this, we might be introducing some new ambiguity over where the citation begins, but it's pretty clear that at least the entire preceding sentence is being cited. Paragraph breaks and good lead-in sentences can help to mark boundaries too, but this ambiguity might be a reason to prefer some version of the method above that splits the citation so that part of it marks the beginning and part of it marks the end of the text being cited. There are a lot of occasions where a page reference just doesn't make sense, of course, like when you're summarizing or describing or commenting on a whole book or article. Here, some kind of author-date citation style is most commonly used, like in this example. Okay, well, there's lots more that could be said about style issues when it comes to citations. That's not really our goal here. The goal was to focus on how citations function to mark the boundaries between your ideas and the ideas of someone else, and I think we've done that.